Good morning, students. Welcome back to your economics tutorial with your economics teacher Lakshmi Vyas. And today I'm going to complete the chapter which we have started in our last tutorial. The chapter's name is Measures of Central Value. This is the second part. Go through the first part before going to the second part. So, here we start. First of all, let us see what we are going to discuss today. We'll start our discussion with median. We have already completed mean. Under median, we'll discuss the concept about median and then different methods of calculating median, and we'll complete this part with merits and demerits of median. After that, we'll move to the last part of the chapter, which is mode. After discussing some concepts about mode, we'll move toward the methods of calculating mode with numerical examples, as we always do, leading to the merits and demerits of mode. At the end, we'll understand the relationship between mean, median, and mode with some curves as well as a numerical example. So, let's start our today's discussion. Median. Now, as we have already discussed that measures of central tendency can be according to value or it can be according to position. We know that mean is according to value, and from median onwards, median and mode both are position wise middle values, means position wise central values. So the definition of median given by Connor is median is that value of the variable which divides it into two equal parts, means the middlemost value, one part will be greater than that, another part will be less than that. So it is, in other words, we can say that median is the middlemost observation in a series. In order to understand this, we need to know how we can calculate median. So let's see different methods of calculating median. Now, median can be calculated by two different methods. First one is algebraic method, which we always use. Second is graphic method, which can be used but is not commonly used. So let's start with numerical examples. Before going to examples, let's see what are the formulas required if we calculate median through algebraic method. As we always do any type of sum in statistics with all the three different types of series, so that there will be no confusion that if this kind of a sum will come, how will we solve it. So all the variety will cover here. The very first is individual series, where the only variable of the variables value is given. Then two methods are there for odd number and for even number. Two different steps are to be followed. That we'll discuss with example. Secondly, discrete series, where only variable with frequency is given. So for that we need to calculate cumulative frequency, and accordingly we will use the formula given here. The third one is continuous series, where the class and the frequency is given. For that there is a separate method. We will discuss each of these method with one particular example. So let's see our numerical examples. Moving to the very first example, which will help us to understand in case of individual series, how can we solve a sum for calculating median. Now here, in case of individual series, the number of observations can be odd or even. So how we'll solve it? I'll give you both the examples. So first example given here is income of 5 employees is given. 5 is odd number. So first of all, always remember children, the very first step in calculating median is arranging the observations either in ascending order or in descending order. In this sum, ascending and descending both are shown, but when you will do the sum, you can do with any either of the one. So let's see. Serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is given. Income arranged in ascending order starts with 1400, moving to 15, 16, 17 and 18. Alternatively, you can arrange the income in descending order as well, but both are not required. Any one can be done. I have given both here so that you can understand with that whether you go with even or your answer will be same. So see here, n number of observation is 5. So median is n plus 1 by 2th observation. So n is 5 here. So 6 by 2, that is third observation. Now in your series, you can see that whether you arrange in ascending order or descending order, it will be 1600. So the third item 1600 is the median income Always remember, when you write the answer, you need to write the unit as well. So size of the third item, which is 1600. So your median in this sum is 1600. Now, what about even number? So you can see one example for even number as well. Here, some numbers are given and we are asked to calculate the median. So as I already said, first is step arrange. So here only one type of arrangement is given, arranged in ascending order. So we have arranged the given numbers in ascending order. You can see in the table from 15 to 35, 43, 60, 46 and till 55. Here the number of observation is 8. 8 is even. So the formula will be same, n plus 1 by 2th item, but n plus 2 1 by 2th item, which is 4.5th item. Now here we don't have 4.5th item in the series. 4.5 lies between 4 and 5. So in order to calculate median, we will add the 4th and 5th item and divide by 2, because it is the middle between 4 and 5. So 4.5 is 4 plus 5 by 2, that is 9 by 2. So here we also do size of 4th plus size of 5th by 2. So 46 plus 48 by 2, which is 47. So median value here is 47. In that way, we can understand how to calculate median for individual series. Whether the number of observation is odd or even, we'll use the same formula. The next one is discrete series. We all know discrete series means when we have the value of the variable as well as the frequency. So here in this sum, you can see that frequency and value is given. Now, whenever frequency is given and you are supposed to calculate median, you need to calculate cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency can be more than type or less than type, but here in case of median, we will need less than type. So the table is given here where the frequency is added to get the less than type cumulative frequency. The very first value is 1 itself. For the second value, 1 and 2 are added. For the third value, 1 plus 2 plus 9 is there, and so corresponding each value you will calculate, you will add the values, and ultimately you will get the total, which is summation of frequency at the end. So in that way you can calculate the cumulative frequency and you can calculate the total value. Accordingly, you will have to use the value of formula of median. The formula of median is again same here, n plus 1 by 2th observation, where n is the number of observation. And whenever the frequency is given, we don't calculate the number of observation by counting the values. Rather, we calculate the total of frequency, and summation f is our n. So n plus 1 by 2 is 44 plus 1 by 2, which is 22.5th item. After doing this, we can get that 22.5 is the median, 22.5th item. Now, how will we get the 22.5th item from the table? In the table, we have to see the cumulative frequency column. 22.5 will lie between 12 and 25. So, all the items which are more than 12 and less than 25 will lie in the value 11. So, median is 11. So, we will use the cumulative frequency column to get the final answer. Okay, so this is the way you can calculate in case of discrete series. Here the number of observation was even. We can see one sum with odd as well. See, the size of shoe is given and the number of pairs sold is given. Now in this case, the number of observation is 129, because the total frequency is coming 129. So 129 is odd number. So formula is n plus 1 by 2th observation, which will give you 65th item. Now 65th item, from the cumulative frequency table itself, we will see that where is 65? It is more than 57 but less than 117. So it will go in 117. So answer is 7.5. Okay. So in that way we can calculate median with discrete series, number of observation odd. The last type of sum for median is continuous series. In case of continuous series, we have class and frequency given. Class is from 35 to 40, 45 to 50, in that way it is given from 5 intervals, and frequency is given. Now, since I already told you all that whenever frequency is given and you are supposed to calculate median, you have to calculate cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency is the very first thing, 30, 30 plus 20, 20 plus 15. In that way, you will keep on adding and get the total value. Now here, number of observation is 105. But in case of cumulative series, continuous series, whether the number of observation is odd or even, it doesn't matter. Why? Because we always do n by 2. N by 2 means half of the total observation. So half of the total observation here we are getting is 52.5th item, because 105 is an even odd number, so we will get decimal answer. But 52.5th item. Now where is 52.5 lying? 52.5 will lie between 50 and 65. So we will consider 45 to 50 as our median class. Yes, n by 2, where the value of n by 2 will lie, that will give us the class where our median will lie. And you can use that class to check your answer as well. Your answer should also be between 45 to 50. Okay. Now, after getting the class, which is 45 to 50, we will use the formula which is given in the second picture here. There is a formula to be applied. What is the formula? Median equal to L1 plus a fraction where the numerator is n by 2 minus Cf and denominator is F median multiplied by C. What are these symbols? See, the very first L1. L1 is lower limit of the median class. So median class is 45 to 50. So lower class limit is 45. So in place of L1, we will put 45. Capital N, we know it is the sum total of frequency, 105 here. CF. CF means cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. Median class cumulative frequency was 65 and just above is 50. So here CF will be 50. F median means frequency of the median class, which is 15 in this sum. C is the size of the median class interval. What is the size? 45 to 50. So gap is 5 units. So C will be 5. Now putting all these value in the formula, we can get the answer of median as 45.83. There's a common mistake done by the students. Please try to avoid that, which is using the rule of BODMAS. Use the rule of BODMAS. For example, first of all, remove 45 from here. Solve the fraction first. Numerator 105 by 2, which is 52.5 minus 50. Solve that first. Convert it into a normal fraction. Then multiply with 5. And then add this decimal answer to 45 to get the answer 45.83. And see, the answer is lying between 45 to 50. If by chance you make a common mistake and your answer is not lying in that, suppose if you have done the sum correct, but during the calculation your answer is coming more than 50 or less than 45, then just please cross check that whether you have made any mistake or not, because the answer of median will always lie between the class of median, which is n by 2th class. Okay, so here we complete the calculations of median in all the three series: individual series, discrete series and continuous series. Graphic method. So algebraic method was done. Graphic method is also there. Suppose graphic, but the thing is that graphic method can only be applied in case of continuous series. It cannot be applied in case of the previous two, individual and discrete. In case of continuous series, how we'll use the graphic method? To calculate this, we have to draw ogive. Yes, less than ogive or more than ogive separately or both of them together. So here we have seen an example where the class which is showing the wage in rupees and the number of workers is given. So using this data, we will calculate the less than type CF and more than type CF, and then we will draw the curves which is ogive. We have done it previously. So draw less than ogive and more than ogive. Now the point where the two curves are intersecting will be marked. And the point at which the perpendicular meets the x-axis gives the value of median. Okay, in this sum we can see that median is rupees 25.6. The point of intersection of less than ogive and more than ogive is marked, and from that point a perpendicular is drawn in the horizontal axis, and when the point where this perpendicular intersects the horizontal axis, that gives the exact value of the variable, which is the answer. So after completing the calculation, moving to the last part of median, which is merits and demerits. What are the merits? Merits is very simple. It is rigidly defined, easy to understand, simple to calculate. It is not affected by extreme values like mean, and it is possible to calculate median even if the data is incomplete, which is a demerit of mean. And it is very appropriate for qualitative data because mean cannot be used in case of qualitative data, and here we can arrange the values and we can calculate the value. So median is like it is not it is possible to locate an individual having average persons of in ascending order or a descending order, like average intelligence by people. So in that way we can calculate, we can get the central value in case of qualitative data using median in a better way than the other methods of calculating measure central tendency like mean and mode. But everything which has merits has demerits as well. So demerits of median are, it is not based upon all observation because it is only including the central values. So whether the extreme values or whether other values are big or small, it doesn't matter only. And that is why it is not a good representative of data, because there is wide variation. Suppose if the value gap between the first one, the second one and the third one is too much, then the second one will have no relation with the first and the third. So it will not represent the data properly. Okay, and the value of median is affected by the fluctuation of sampling, because the way we collect the sample affects our variation, our data, and as a result their position will change, and once their position will change, their median will always be affected. The last one, it is not capable of any algebraic treatment, so it is not used much, and that is why we cannot find out. Suppose if we have median of two different groups, we cannot calculate the median of the third group, but we can calculate the mean of the third group if we have two means. So that is again a demerit of median. Next, moving to mode. Yes, mode is the very simple kind of a calculation type of a sum. So according to Croxton and Coden, mode is of any distribution is that value around which the items tends to move very much, means it is heavily concentrated. In other words, in simple word, if we want to understand, we can say that mode is that value of the variable which occurs maximum number of times, and if it is a frequency data, then that will have the highest frequency. And this is the property of mode, which can be used to calculate it very easily. This you can understand while you will go through the methods. Yes, there are many methods given separately for individual series, discrete series, as well as continuous series. For individual series, there are two methods. One is inspection method, where we can just see the data and can say that this is the mean mode. Second is frequency distribution method, where we have to convert the data into a frequency series, and then from the table we can say that this is mode. The second one is discrete series, where already the frequency and the data is given. So inspection method can be used, where just seeing the highest frequency we can see that this is the mode. Or there is a different method which is called grouping method, which involves preparation of grouping table and analysis table to show that yes, exactly this is the mode. And the third one is continuous series, where again we use the grouping method to get the model class and then apply a formula to get the exact value of the mode, just we have done in the median case, similarly like that. The last one is a graphic method, which is using a histogram. In case of median we use ogive, in case of mode we use histogram to calculate the central value. And mode can also be calculated using the relation between mean, median and mode, which we will discuss after the completion of mean, median and mode separate discussions of all. So let's start this with the help of numerical examples, as we always do. First one. The very first is individual series. Individual series means the only variable is given. And here we are going to use inspection method. Now, the question is, find out the mode of the following mark obtained by 15 students in a class. So the marks is given in a random way. So what we will do, first of all, we will arrange them in ascending or descending order, because arrangement will help us to understand that which number is occurring maximum number of times. So once we arrange them, we can see that there are 2 4s, 2 5s, 2 6 and 4 7s, 2 8s, 2 9s and 1 10. So it simply shows that number 7 is occurring the maximum number of times, which is a 4 time. So we can say that 7, since it is the most frequent value, is mode of the series. It's very simple, as the name suggests, it is inspection method. So simply we can say that it is mode. Now, frequency distribution method can also be applied with the same example. The same example which we have discussed right now. For that, if we want to use the frequency distribution method, we can convert the simple data into a frequency distribution table using the tally mark or score sheet method. Okay. Now, once we convert the data into a frequency distribution table, we can see that the variable's value and the frequency is given. And here the highest frequency is 4. And the highest frequency 4 is corresponding to the value 7. And so 7 is mode. The same sum, same answer, just the method is different. So 7 is the mode in this particular sum because it is having the highest frequency. Now, one can always say that inspection method is easier than frequency distribution, but inspection method can only be used if the number of observation is less. If we have 200 or 100 observations, then it will be very difficult to arrange them, and if we miss any one number, then also the answer can be wrong. So if we have large number of data, our observations are large, then we must convert the observation into a frequency distribution table in order to avoid mistake. Okay, and then just see the highest frequency. We can say that since the number which is having the highest frequency is the mode. Okay, the second one is discrete series. Discrete series means, as I already told, just the previous frequency distribution method for individual series will become discrete series inspection method. Like in inspection method, what we do? We see the highest frequency. And here in this sum, it is shown that the collar size of shirt is given from 35 to 43 and number of persons buying shirt is given. Now, what is the mode? So an inspection method of the data clearly shows that the model collar size is 39 because the maximum number of persons have purchased shirts of 39 size. Highest frequency is here 50 and 50 is corresponding to 39. So answer is 39. Since it is size of the shirt, so there is no unit. If the unit is there, you must write the unit also. Next, here we move to a complicated methods which is called grouping method. Yes, grouping method is a large method. It's a long one. If in the question it is mentioned, then only students go to that. Otherwise, no need to apply this method. If it is not mentioned, you can just go to your simple methods, which is like inspection method. Don't go to this complicated one. So we can understand this with the help of a table. Here the example shows calculate the mode with the grouping method, where the variable is marks from 1 to 12 and the number of students is given for each mark. What we need to do here is, first of all, we have to make a grouping table. Now what this grouping table is? Grouping table includes many columns. 6 columns for 6 groups and 1 column for writing the number of observations and the size. So in the very first column, size of the item, like the marks which is given here, you will write from 1 to 12. After that, you will make 6 different columns for frequencies. In the very first column, we just write the frequency values which are corresponding given in the question. In the second column, we group the frequencies in twos. That means we start with the very first item and then write the total of first and second, then third and fourth, then fifth and sixth, and so on. Okay, these are written in the middle of the two frequencies whose sum they represent. Now, in the third column, frequencies are grouped into twos again, but we will start from the second item of the series. So, here also you can see that we have added this in the form of 7 and 8, which is the second frequency and the third frequency. Then we have added 12 and 16, which is the third, which is fourth and fifth. So we just left the first one, skipped the first one, and then we added the remaining 2, 2, 2. And we write the value again in the middle of the two values where we are representing. Next, in the fourth column, frequencies are grouped into 3 items. Means we will start with the very first item. So the first value written is 4 plus 7 plus 8. That means the first 3 frequencies. Then the next 3. And in that way we will complete all. If one is extra, then we will leave that. No problem. In the fifth one, we will again add them up in 3s. But we will start with the second one. And in the last one, sixth column, frequencies are grouped into 3 and we will leave first 2 items, we will start with the third item. So in that way we are preparing a grouping table of 6 different columns. Very first is the only frequency, second one is groups in 2 from the beginning, third one groups in 2 from the second one, fourth one groups in 3 from the beginning, fifth one groups in 3 from the second one, and the last one, sixth, is groups of 3 from the third one. So in that way we will just make a table, grouping table. After that we will mark those frequencies in each column which is the highest one. Okay, because that will help us to make our second table, which is called analysis table. Analysis table, in the very first we write the first column, we write the column numbers, the ones which we have prepared in grouping table. And then size of the item containing the maximum frequency is our heading. So the size here is from 1 to 12. Now the very first column, highest value of the frequency was 17 and 17 was corresponding to item mark 9. So we will put a tick mark in 9. The second column, where the values are 11, 20, 30, 16, 22 and 5. The highest one is 30 and 30 is total of 5 and 6. So frequency corresponding to 5 and 6 means 16 plus 14. So we will put 2 tick marks, one for 5, one for 6. Similarly, we will continue this process by putting a tick mark against that particular value whose sum total of the frequency is highest. Like for 28 in the third column, we'll put tick mark under 4 and 5. For 42, which is the highest in fourth column in grouping table, we'll put the tick mark under 4, 5 and 6. For 39, we'll put the tick mark under 5, 6 and 7. For the last one, which is where the highest is 36, we'll put the tick mark under 3, 4 and 5. Now, after completion of this marking, we will add the total number of tick marks under any particular size. So 1 and 2 is having no size. Similarly, 8, 10, 11 and 12 is also having no tick mark. So there is 1 tick mark under 3, so it is 1. 3 tick marks under 4, fourth column, fourth value, which is 3. The highest number of tick mark is under size 5, under the item value 5. So analysis table shows that item 5 has the maximum number of tick marks, so mode is 5. So using these two tables, we can understand that how this grouping method can be used to calculate mode. Moving to the next variety of sum, which is continuous series. In continuous series also we can use this grouping method, and after finding the class using this grouping method, we can calculate the mode value. So see, here a sum is given where the class is given, which is showing age distribution from 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35 and so on till 55 to 60, and number of persons is also given. Using that, again the same way we will prepare a grouping table where the class will be written in the very first column, and again the sixth column will follow the same method. The first one is the total of 2, 5 plus 7, 8 plus 18, 25 plus 12. In that way, the column number 3 will show the total of 2 starting from the second. So 7 plus 8, then 8 plus 18 plus 25. In that way, the third one will show a total of 3 starting from the beginning. The fourth one will show a total of 3 from the second, starting from the second value. The last one will show a total of 3 again starting from the third value. So in that way, we will form this grouping table. Again, we will mark the highest frequencies, and using that highest frequency values, we will form a analysis table as shown here. An analysis table will show us the highest number of ticks under any particular class. And here in this table it is showing that the highest number of ticks are under the class 40 to 45. So 40 to 45 is the model class. So our answer of mode should always lie between 40 to 45 in this sum. After getting the model class, we will use a formula, and that formula is L1 plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 multiplied by C. Now what are these values? Here L1 is the lower class boundary of the model class. So here model class is 40 to 45, so L1 is 40. F1 is the frequency of model class, which is 25 here. F0 is the frequency of the class preceding model class. So frequency of the class preceding model class is 18. Okay, because just above 25 is 18. And F2 is frequency of the class succeeding model class. So after 25 we can see it is 12. So F2 will be 12. And C is the class width, which is the gap between the two frequencies, 25 and 20. The gap is 5, so it is 5. Now using that we will put the value in the formula which is given here, and after solving this value we can get our answer, which is 41.75 years. See in the answer also it is written model age. So model age is 41.75 years. So in that way you can calculate a grouping, form a grouping table and corresponding analysis table that will show which class is the model class, and according to model class we'll just put the formula given here and substitute the values over there and get the answer of mode. Next is graphical method. Yes, graphical method can also be used to calculate mode. Now this can also be applied if the data is continuous series. Yes, in continuous series, suppose the classes are given from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and the corresponding frequencies are given. Now first step and the most important is we have to calculate the histogram. Yes, we have to draw a histogram here, and then in the rectangles of histogram will be shown, and the histogram's rectangle which is having the highest frequency will always be at the top. In this sum we can see that the highest frequency is 20, which is between 30 to 40. So the 30 to 40 line, the rectangle of 30 to 40 is having the highest value. Then what we need to do is we need to say that 30 to 40 is the model class because the frequency is highest over there. Now after that, line CF and DE are drawn to join the right corner of the model rectangle with the upper right corner of the preceding rectangle, and left corner of the model rectangle and the left corner of the succeeding rectangle. Now the lines DE and CF intersect each other at point K. From that point K, a perpendicular is drawn on the horizontal axis, which is x-axis, and then that perpendicular intersects the axis at point M. Now the value of the variable at point M is the mode value. In this case, this histogram is representing M as the value 34. So here the histogram shows that the model value is 34. Answer will be 34. Now the graphical method of determining mode can be used only where there is only one class containing the highest frequency. If two or more classes have the same highest frequency, then mode cannot be calculated by graphic method. So this was it for the calculation of median and mode for today. The last part of this chapter is relationship between mean, median and mode. Now mean, median and mode represented by X bar, M and Z respectively. Here in a symmetrical distribution, the very first figure 5.1 in this screen, you can see that figure 5.1 shows a symmetrical curve, and in that curve we always see that a curve is bell shaped and mean, median, mode all will coincide at same point. That means mean equal to median equal to mode. But if in actual life, most of the distributions are not symmetrical. They are skewed. Now, according to the frequency curve, may be skewed either to the right, which is called positively skewed, figure 5.52, or it can be skewed toward the left, which is called negatively skewed. Now, in case of, and these are called asymmetrical distribution. The first one is symmetrical and the remaining two are asymmetrical. Now, in case of asymmetrical distribution, mean, median, mode are different values. We don't have the same value for mean and median and mode. Now, if it is positively skewed, then mean will be greater than median and median will be greater than mode. If it is negatively skewed, then mean will be less than median and median will be less than mode. Now, if we want a generalized form, then for a moderately skewed value, which is asymmetrical, there's a particular empirical relationship between mean, median and mode. Now, that relationship was expressed by Karl Pearson in a particular formula, and that is mode equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. I repeat, mode equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Using this formula also, sometime mode can be calculated or any one of the three can be calculated if the value of 2 is given. So you can see an example here to understand this. In a moderately asymmetrical series, mean and median values are given here and estimate the mode. So using the empirical relationship, mode equal to 3 median minus 2 mean, just put the values and get the answer 30.1. So we can calculate the value of mode in that way also. So this was it for this chapter, calculation part. All types of numerical we have done, and here we'll complete this chapter with merits and demerits of mode. Mode, the very first merit, anyone can say that mode is easy to understand and simple to calculate. It is not affected by extremely large values or extremely small value, because it will be only that value which is occurring maximum number of times. It can be calculated graphically as well. It can be also calculated even the data is not complete. Like in case of incomplete series also we can calculate mode, because with the available data, whichever is the maximum number of times available in the series, we'll say that is mode. And it is the most representative value of the series. Why so? It is most representative because it is the value which occurs the maximum number of times in the series. So it is the average which people use in many cases, like in practical life, like average size of a ready-made garment. So accordingly, if most of the people are purchasing that particular size, then the shopkeepers or the seller will try to purchase that more in order to resell that. Okay, production will also be affected by that, because the one which is the maximum number of people are using. Now, anything which has merit has demerits too. So last part, demerits, but not much, only 3 points here. Mode is not based upon all observations, so it does not include all the values given over in the series. It is not rigidly defined as well, because the mode cannot be determined in case of bimodal or multimodal distribution. If there are two modes, then what we'll do in that type of a numerical situation, we cannot calculate mode. That is why the definition is not rigid. So we can say that it is sometime indeterminate. Now the third one, it is not capable of further algebraic treatment. It's again the demerit of median as well as mode, because further algebraic treatment can only be done with mean. So among all the three, mean, median and mode, each one of them has their own importance, but most commonly used is mean in case of calculations. But median and mode have their own importance, so we'll do all three of them. Thank you so much for being there, listening to the class properly. I hope everyone is preparing well. Try to solve as much numericals as you can. If you have any doubt, just get back to me. Clear your doubt and prepare yourself well. All the best. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.